So I thought I'd make a video showing the process of installing the Amumu Bountiful pickups in my Little Martin. So the first thing you want to do is loosen off the strings and then put on a capo around the 7th fret. And then with the strings loose, just use a pair of pliers or whatever you have. I've seen people use wire cutters to pull the bridge pins. So once you get the bridge pins out, the thing that I did, which I forgot to record, was pull the strap button pin. I just did that the same way as the bridge pins. And then you need to make the hole larger so that it can fit the end pin jack. So what I did was I took a drill and I did a couple sizes in between this to 1/2 inch. In the instructions it says that you don't need to do pilot holes or anything, but I was worried about cracking the guitar if I just did a 1/2 inch bit all at once. So I basically tapered my way up. You could use a step bit too to get to 1/2 inch. So they include a piece of sandpaper when you buy this. So what you want to do is look inside and stick a mirror and a flashlight into the guitar. Can't fit the phone in there obviously, and position the mirror so that you can see your bridge pins. And if it looks rough, like if the wood looks coarse or dirty in any way, you want to sand that down. And then I just wiped that down with a microfiber cloth to get all of the residue from sanding it off so that it's just a clean surface. And when you're doing this, you want to make sure that you have enough space on the bridge. So what I did was stick a golf tee. Okay, so next you're going to take a tiny little dab of the included putty and stick one of the pickups on there. Just stick a drop of the putty in the circle, press the pickup into it, and then secure the wire with another piece of putty. You're going to stick a golf pin in the high E hole. Take our card, slide it into the cavity, and line up the small hole with the golf pin. This is quite hard inside of this tiny guitar. And then try to line up the other longer hole with one of the holes and drop the other golf pin in. And then you just press up into the bridge and hold it for 30 seconds so that the super glue can set. Okay, so when you apply the super glue, you want to basically coat the whole thing. At least that's what it says in the manual. And I also taped over the sound hole just to protect the guitar from the glue. And then they say to leave the jig in there on the pickup for like 10 to 15 minutes after you already held it in for 30 seconds, just so that you're not disturbing the bond. Okay, so I pulled out the jig and the super glue was still wet. So you might want to use less than what I just did. But we can look inside and see. Maybe you can't see it on the camera, but it looks like it's sitting flush to the bridge. And so it's not like there's just a layer of glue sitting there between the pickup and the bridge. So on to the next pickup. So now we need to mark the location of the next pickup. So the next pickup, after you do the high E, needs to go between the D and the G string. So I'm gonna try to line up the hole to the center of the D string. And then I will mark where the halfway point between those two is, between the D and the G. And then take a ruler and elongate that line so that you can set the center of the pickup down here. The next pickup lined up between the mark that you made so that it's centered, and just stick it on with putty the same way we did last time. And then you're going to stick the pin in the slot for the D string, slide it in there, line it up, and bada bing, bada bing. And then for the last one, it looks like the center of the E and the A is the same as it was on the last pickup. So we're just gonna leave that line, use the same putty, and get it in. Okay, so I took the card out from the last one, and the nameplate for the pickup looks like it came out. And so it wasn't stuck to the pickup, it was stuck to the little brand card. So it's a little bit off center from where they tell you to put the pickups. You can see that. They say to put it right in the middle, but here. So I managed to get it about right here because the card slid around, but oh well, hopefully it sounds okay. And now all that's left to do is pull out my mirror and get the end pin jack in. Okay, so you get the nut backed off all the way to the end, and then stick these two washers back on. And then after that, you just feed it through however you found was the easiest way to do it for your guitar. Because of how small the guitar is and how cramped it is in there, I'm gonna use a little straw. I'm gonna try to feed the end pin jack into the straw and then try to use the straw to guide it out. Okay, so once you get the washer and the nut on, you'll see there's a little tiny hole inside of the end pin jack on the side of it. And what that's for is for you to stick an Allen key in, or something like an Allen key. Just something small. And that lets you hold the jack while you tighten it with a wrench. I need both hands to do this, so I can't, I can't video it, but you get the point. You hold the jack in place with the wrench and with the Allen key, and twist with the wrench to get it actually tight. And then after that, you just put on the little cover they include, and you're done.